Welcome to the 2 days React bootcamp, and we'll cover as much as possible. And React is not that much a big library, and we will be able to cover most of it. And after that, I think I have already provided you all my premium course also. So also can check that also, and this will also be recorded unless Zoom have some issues, because previous bootcamp I have taken, Zoom was not able to record another session. But then also, if it is record everything, I will put that all of it in a teachable that teachable thing which you have seen. And that only I'll put, and you'll all get that. And if you have not yet registered for my premium course, do register, because I have sent you all the link. Okay, so that's about it, and we'll start now. And I'll start sharing my screen. Stop my video so that you can get a full view. Okay. Yeah, Zoom, it is getting recorded. Zoom, this is getting recorded. No, that's why it makes an issue. So yeah, Ramya was asking it Zoom. So I have four sessions, and after every session it will get recorded. Means today the first break will be at 1:45. Then you have to join the second link, which will be from 3 to 5. So that's how we are going to have. So we are total having 8 hours of training. Okay, for each is no. I have a premium plan, so I can record till anytime. I have a paid plan. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover. So today will be React class based, and tomorrow will be Hook, and then some projects will also be there. And if you want to see some more projects, I will give the link to my YouTube channel, and I will tell what step to follow after this, so you can do that. Or else maybe I will tell about my premium bootcamp also tomorrow, but that is tomorrow. So let's get started. Hope so we'll start with React.js. So what is React.js? So React.js is a JavaScript library, but it is not a framework like Angular. So it's the library. And frameworks, the difference from framework and library means in frameworks there is everything is there. Means in Angular right now you will find some Angular videos also on my channel, and you will find that Angular have everything. You don't have to do a lot of npm installs. In React you have to do a lot of npm install, and not everything comes. Even the means Redux, which we are not going to cover, it's an advanced topic. So Redux, like state management, we have to go somewhere else, and all those things are there. So all those things you have to install some external library through npm. There is a npm is there. Npm is node module. So node modules, you have to install the packages from for that. But that is a power also of React, because it is a very, the size is very small. The React size is very small, and it's a very rich ecosystem. You can add functionality with the help of thousands of available npm packages. Okay, and let me do one more thing. So to run React on your system, you need to have this Node.js installed. So because at the end of the day, it is going to have this Node.js download. So you go to this site, and you download it for Windows. And this one, if you have a Mac, download for Mac. So when you download this, it will do the npm install also. So and then you're good to go. So the latest version you should download is 14. It is okay. With the more latest version you have, it will be much better. Once you install that, nowadays in React also what happens, you have to create a React project, and React is created by Facebook. So you have to start it with, so I have a folder, this all GitHub also for this I will give. Okay, so here let me also create a React project, because it takes around 5 to 10 minutes to create a React project. So and then we will continue. So nowadays so there is a site means if you Google it, so create React app, create React app. So this site is there by Facebook. Okay, so React is created by Facebook. So npx create React app my app you have to give, and it will create it, and it generally takes some time, as I've told. So let me create it and then we will move forward, because we will start from here only. Npx create React app, and maybe my app only. So it will go and it will take some time to fetch the data and all those things it will do. So we will continue, let it be done. So npx is an advanced form of npm in which you don't have to do anything else. Earlier we used to globally install React my npm install g, but now we don't have to do that. That process is now they're not that process will not work anymore. And we see they are also doing that. If you have done that, we recommend you to uninstall it and do it by npx also. So that is how it is done. So it is been doing. So after that we'll learn once why learn React.js. So it is created and maintained by Facebook, first thing, and it is more than 157k stars on GitHub. I think that might have changed. Let's see, it is 90.4k. Okay, no, this is create React app. There is different for React. Then let's not go there. And it is the most demanded skill for front-end developers. See, Angular is also there, so there is a lot of discussion about where Angular or React, but React is used everywhere. So React is used in startups also, and in startups around 95% of jobs, more than 95% of jobs are in React only. So they prefer React. 5% are going to Vue nowadays, but that is very less. And even in enterprise, React is used more. If you go to any service company, big service company, medium service company, there are more React projects than Angular projects. The older projects are there in Angular, but newer projects are always starting in React, not in Angular. Sometimes they do start in Angular because Angular is also evolving a lot. Angular for 12 came and all those things, and some companies prefer Angular, especially the enterprise customers, those who are very big customers, because Angular came earlier in 2010 and React came in 2015. So that is there. And one more thing is that React Native, which is used for mobile app development, it is also completely based on React.js. So that React Native is there. So this React Native, if you learn React.js, React Native is very easy to learn. I have some videos on my channel also, you can check them out. So after doing React.js, of course, and it is almost similar. But there are something are there because there is no div or something. Some things are different there. Then it's a component based architecture. Suppose this is an app, so we have to divide everything into a component. Okay, so such you can ask anything on the chat if you want to ask. So means suppose this is a YouTube app we are making, so the search bar will divide it into one component, video title will divide into other, and this list of videos will divide into some other. Okay, so this is like this. And React has a concept of virtual DOM. So React uses a lightweight representation of the real DOM, which is known as a virtual DOM. So you cannot directly interact with DOM element. If I think most of you, all of you know JavaScript, that's why you came to this React.js bootcamp. In that we do document.query selector and all those things we do. So we are interacting with the DOM. So in React, it is very difficult to interact with the DOM directly. So there is something known as virtual DOM, but it's all happened behind the scenes, so you will not even see these things. But this is a very important interview question also. So when a state or something changes in virtual DOM, changes only the objects in the real DOM instead of updating all the objects. So it only changes that part, and there is a continuous stream going on between virtual DOM and real DOM. So not much to understand that, because we are here to learn much practical things. And prerequisites are, I think all of you have that prerequisite: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript fundamentals, and ES6 also. ES6 is used extensively in React. Extensively is very much. And JavaScript, you need to know this keyword well, not well, but to some extent. Map, reduce, and filter. And ES6, you need to know let and const, arrow functions a lot, template literals, that backtick through which we give strings, default parameters, in which default parameters you can in a function you give some default parameters like equal to and on, object literals. Okay, object literals, shortcuts, rest and split operator, and destructuring, and all those things you require here. Okay, so now after that I have started my create React app. And so you should get this message. If you don't get this message, there is some issue in your system. Okay. So after that, so it is done. So I will go to, as it, the instruction is also given, cd my app and npm start, and then happy hacking, cd my app, and I will open it with VS Code. My VS Code is attached, so it will directly open my VS Code. Okay, and then npm start I will do. Okay, it opens like this with the boilerplate code. It opens like this. Okay, so that package.json is there. It tells us, so let us go through the files and what the structure is. So package.json is telling us about the React latest version, which is 17 going on. So 17 version is there, and then some log file is there. Then this git ignore is there, which will put that the node module should not be pushed. See, I'm going to push it to a GitHub, and when I'm going to push it to a GitHub, if I push the node modules only, my GitHub will be over, because GitHub only gives us 2 GB, and so this git ignore is by default it is put. So Facebook gives us this nice platform in which everything is done with that the create React app. Most of the thing, everything is linked. So GitHub git ignore is also linked. After that, a readme file is also there, which you can see when you deploy it in a GitHub. Also you'll see this readme file. So this is MD file. So those who don't know, MD is a way, means this not required to learn now, but MD is a way. So after that, this node modules I've already shown everything in the node modules, which are React, like all these things which are required are there in the node module. Okay, and now we'll understand one of the main thing, how a React app works, because at the end of the day, React also have to go to the your it have to go to HTML, JavaScript. Okay, browser list. What is browser list? Okay, this browser list, nothing much to explain here. Browser list means production. It is tagging, means this all it takes. Production, it is production. I have hardly touched this. So development, production, this hardly. But the main important thing is that whatever is there, it get installed, and whenever we will do the npm install, it will be coming here in npm install. It will be coming. So browser list, maybe it is telling that in development it will do the Chrome version, Firefox, and Safari. Yesterday I changed somewhere this browser list. I was getting some errors, so this completely I changed to some development, but it is not all required in development. It is not required, means you don't need to know what is this, and you don't even need to know package destination, but sometimes you need to check whenever you do npm install, it will come here. So the main thing is this, in src folder is the main thing. And in src, before src I should show this public folder is something which is been shown. Actually, this index.html, if you go, so the React app, how do they work, means React app, they don't, you cannot run React on the browser only understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, not anything more than that. So React have to be converted into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and this is the file which it shows. So div id is equal to root. This is a very important thing. Div id equal to root is very important thing. Okay, and yeah, Babel and all, it converts everything to this. So that is the way, through Babel. Yeah, Ramya, you're right. So id root is there. So this line is actually very important, id equal to root. So just id root is there. in the index.html. Actually, this index.html will only be shown in the browser, but how does it shows it in the browser? So if you go to this index.js, actually this is the entry point. Index.js is the entry point of the app, and here the main thing is that document this report vital and all this you can ignore, means this they have put recently. This what they're doing, they're just telling this is a React language, means not you don't need to understand means what the language it is. So it is telling that in React DOM.render you have to show a app component. This app component we are going to see, and take and push it into document.getElement by id root. So document.getElement by id root. So this is the root element. So this is JavaScript. This line is actually JavaScript. So you have to take the app and put it in document not get in the root. So this id, so whole React app get rendered in this root only. So whatever will be there in the app.js will be rendered in the root. So if I open this app.js, so this is the entry point of a React app, but this is what it is shown in the React app. This is what you are seeing here. This all logo and learn React and edit, this all is coming from here. So this all edit and save to reload, this all, and this logo, this all is coming from here, this file. And we're soon going to see all of the things about this file, because this all are something known as JSX, and we are going to see that. And this, so yeah, someone is asking. Okay, Pavan, we can talk about it. Pavan, means you can get in connect with me, means I think you should know HTML CSS. Very high was explained at the start of the class. It is very high, Calvin. Okay, let's get started. Okay, you don't need to know much, means see this id root. I hope all of you know JavaScript, because then React won't make much sense. And I won't be telling JavaScript in this training. JavaScript you should have known. Okay, so this is that id root, and if I open this browser, inspect, see this id root has been wrapped, and this id root only everything has been shown. So if I come here, and this is how we are going to work also. If I remove this thing, all I will remove, and h1 I will do local, so I'll remove. So generally we remove all those things, then only we start. So see, it will be shown like this. Some of the styles, so styles are also taken, like from app.css, the style will be taken, all the style, so that is still there. So okay, that is there. Now there are actually two kind of functions in React. So first we will learn about that, and then we will move about this, means what is this JSX and all. So one function it is, so this index.html and index.css, they are just for the explanation, but the main thing is start from here only. Whatever if you don't even understand what I've told earlier, it is okay, but whatever you give it here, it will be shown, and that is how a React app will be there. So there are two kind of functions in React. One is, let me see, Okay, one is a stateless functional component. Okay, but it is not true, but I'll come to it. As I'm telling, this is the main type of component, is a functional component, which is nothing but JavaScript function. So we have something like this. Okay, one of the main thing is that they don't have a state, but this statement is not true. Component have gone through a major change with in React 16.3, which was released in mid 2018. But what React people have done, they made backward everything backward compatible. So React is now divided into two parts. One is class based component, one is hook based functional component. And hook based functional component we'll learn tomorrow. And if you start a React project today, you should start with hook based, but then also it depends upon your company. A lot of companies still prefer to work with class based component, because their developers know only class based component, senior developers, and they are the one who takes the decisions. So class based is always required. And even if a project is 1 year old, you'll find a lot of class based component in that project, because React hooks got picked up around 2020 only. So 2018 mid they released it. It takes some time to get it. So there are some concept in React like that state, which we are going to learn. So that was not there earlier in functional component. Functional component are simple JavaScript function, nothing more than that. Simple JavaScript function. See, this is also functional component. So if you can see, it's a JavaScript function app. This is just a JavaScript function. And the second is known as stateful class-based components. So class-based component are ES6 classes. So as I've told, the classes concepts and the ES6 concepts are very good, very important. So ES6 classes, they are ES6 classes which extends to in which we have to extend the React component. We are soon going to see this extend React component, because React also have put a lot of effort, a lot of things inside it. And it is also important that to have a render method inside HTML. We'll learn more about it when we'll see the code. So render method should be there. In this there is no render method, but here there is a render method is there. So and there is a concept of state. Okay, so now we will see the functional component in code. So everything we are going to do a lot of coding, so that it can be more practical and not theoretical. So I have already removed it, and this is a functional component. Okay, this is a functional component. It's asking something. Yeah, we can use functional component without a state also before hooks. Right now also we can use. And in today's class we are going to use functional component without hooks only, because today we are only going to learn about class-based component. Here and there we are going to use the functional component, but we are going to use it without hooks, because we are going to learn the old React, which is very important to learn, because it is more than 70-80% of the projects are in the class-based component only. So as I've told, even if we started 1 year back, or your senior developers don't like functional component. I was in a project in which the senior developer used to hate functional component, and they were not ready to go to functional component. So that also happens. Okay, so that is like that. So this is functional component. And we are going to learn a bit more also about it. So means they're using something known as JSX. So React is something, sometimes people find it a bit difficult to understand what is this. And if you come from Angular world, Angular, what happens, HTML is different, CSS is different, TS file, which is JavaScript, which is different. All of these three are different. In React, mainly what happens, CSS file here also is different, but the HTML and the JavaScript file are same. And HTML and JavaScript file, they have combined and created something known as JSX. Okay, so this is JSX. You'll find JavaScript also inside it. You'll find HTML also inside it. So this can take some time to get a hold of, but then also I know Angular also. Angular is much the learning curve is much more in Angular, and the duration to learn Angular is also much more than React. Okay, and a lot of people have asked for Angular bootcamp also, and that is also coming soon. Okay, so now this is one component, the main component, but we are not going to work on this. So we are going to create because this is the parent component, we are going to create Yeah, hope so tomorrow. We are going to create a new component, and whenever we create a new component, we go to src, and then we will create a components folder, and inside that we will do greet.js. I'm going to do just like this greet.js. We are going to do, we cannot use CLI here in React, so that is only there in Angular. Not possible in React. Yeah, I know. NGGC is there in Angular. That is not there in React. So they are just simple component, but we have something else which I'm soon going to show, and it will give a much better thing than the CLI also. Okay, so we have to create this greet class, and import React. From React we have to do always in a class components. We are going to create a functional component first. Okay, and export const greet. So I'm using an arrow function here. So arrow function is there again in ES6, again a ES6 concept which you should know. This is a normal function, this is arrow function, and then we have to return something always in both in functional component and a class based component. We have to return something, and return is like this, normal bracket if you have multiple statement, and then I will give a h1 hello world. I will give hello world. I will give and save it. And now in React we want to add everything. We do it in a component. So I want to add this component inside this app so that that can be shown. So how to do that? So for that I will have to import this component into this app.js, something similar to Angular but not exactly. So here I'll do greet like this, and it is giving me a shortcut. If I press enter, so this is all in VS Code, so it will automatically import it. Okay, and in React we have to self close the component. This is self closing the component. This is also a type of HTML. You might have find it out in input and all. It is there, so you have to self close this. So greet is there, and this is a special type of import we have to do. We're soon going to see other kind of import. So this is called as default import, or we're exporting it. It is known as default export. So this is how we do it. And if I save it, okay, if I save it, yeah, this is not that kind of import. This is called default import, and we are going to have a named import also later. Okay, so this is done like this, and this kind of import is generally used when we have 3-4 export, like some function we can export like this. So if I do this, and if I come here, see hello world is been printed. So that is coming from this component. So this is how the React structure is there, and app.js will always have different components in it. So we'll have this like app.js and greet component, and this you can manually type also, and I can use a shortcut and all also. Okay, so yeah, you can define more than one component in greet. Like this you can do, but generally we don't do this kind of things. We do at some places, but not in functional component that much. Okay, and I can do, so although its name is greet, this JavaScript function is also there. And let me see, JavaScript function. So JavaScript function also, it is taking from grid. Okay, so it is taking it from grid. Name of file is important. We will see it in a different kind of thing. So this we have done. So we can take it like this also. But this is one way. Okay, so that was a good example you asked. So but we generally don't use in this way. This way we use only when we have a lot of small functions are there. But the next way, which I'm going to tell, which is the named export, which let us create another component, because this component should be there. For the example, greetings.js. And no, what I'm doing, greetings.js I am doing. And here, and as you were told, asked about your how to do a shortcut. So how to do a shortcut means I don't want to type every time there, but this much I have to type, not like Angular. So I have to go to extensions in VS Code, and I have to download this extension, which is known as ES7 React Redux Graphical React Native Snippet. So it gets a nice snippet, and slowly you get used to it. What are the short forms and all. And generally there are only one or two shortcuts are there, and you have to press the tab. So this you have to install from yeah, here you go in VS Code and you can install it. Okay, so there are certain shortcuts are there to get the skeleton. So like this, the shortcuts are generally I use two shortcuts. I generally prefer arrow functions for functional component. So the shortcut name is RAFCE, and I have to press a tab then after that, and it will create the structure. RFC complete structure it will create. And now I'll do H2 hello from greetings. I'll do okay. And see, one thing is there, this is known as default export, and this is the thing which you are going to do a lot. Okay, default export. Oh, I think I have told it opposite. This is known as named export. Okay, so here I am doing the export const here only, and here I am using this default keyword. And but in this way you can only export one thing, and generally it is the class name. What is the file name? The file name and class name are same. And here I could have sent anything. It is not required that it will be great. It can be, let us take it, world fn. So it could have in world fn also, and world fn, world fn, but it is taking from gate, so it could have been like this also, hello world. Okay, now this greetings we cannot do it like this. The name should be same, this greetings, and this all should be there, and there is a default export. Now you'll see one more thing, which is how we are going to greetings. See, the import way is different. So import greetings from, so there is no curly bracket here. So this is the way to do it. Okay, import greetings from greetings. I will save it. Okay, now and most of the time we are going to follow this one only. Okay, so see, hello from greetings is coming. Okay, now we will learn about the class-based components. Okay, now the class-based component. So this is, we have learned functional. So now class-based. Okay, so greet.js, it is named Yeah, it is known as named greet.js. This is known as named export, and this is known as default export. Named export, and this is default export. They are known as imports. Star as, yeah, star as also you can do, but I don't remember the format now. Star as something also you can do. Yeah, from greet.js. Okay. So now we will go into the class-based component, and class-based I will make welcome.js, and here welcome.js, and again I let us use that your extension only. So class-based component are formed by uh, shortcut, means because of my extension. Okay, not anyway. RCC I'll do, and then press a tab, it will be done. Generally a bit of wrong it is there. Export default, we can do it here also, but generally we don't prefer to do it here. Export default, we should do it like this. That is also okay, but most people do it like this. Okay, so this is a class-based component, and what is, a lot of differences are there from a functional component. A lot of differences are there. Okay, so first difference is there. See, it is a class, means anyways this component you have to import from React, and extend component. So this is something in like inheritance thing is there. So class welcome is that we're extending from component, which is a React. So we don't have to understand anything here, just we have to need to understand that okay, this is a sort of inheritance which is there in nowadays in JavaScript also. It is there because this class based component, this inheritance thing is there. Don't need to understand much about it. Just this extend keyword means it is inheriting some of the React things. This extend keyword means. No, TS I don't actually I don't like it also that much, TS. And Angular you can use TS, but React developers generally don't like TS that much. They hate TS, TypeScript. And Angular TS is there. And I also personally don't like TypeScript that much. Yeah, it helps, but generally no most React project doesn't start with TypeScript. I have never worked on any TypeScript React project. Maybe because Microsoft is pushing it very hard, because those who don't know, TypeScript was invented by Microsoft. In Microsoft projects I've heard they use TypeScript a lot, but yeah, it depends. Means it is not that much good, that much different. It is there, just you have to do type. Yeah, it is huge, maybe sometime in the future, but it is way too much for the skill. Yeah, you can, means you can add TS, means you can add, you can instead of .js you can take TS. No, you can just start with .ts file and you can do it. Okay, maybe sometime later, maybe sometime on my channel you can check it out. Maybe in the future I will create. Okay, so this is there. It the main difference is there, this render function is there. Okay, this render function, so it will always be there. Here there is no render function, and this render function is there. Okay, so this render function is very important for state concept, because this render function, what it happens, because of that only this component can load multiple times. Means this component, whenever some change in the state is there, this render function will run. We'll learn more about it, but this is the way it is done, the class based component. Today we are mainly going to concentrate on class based component only. All the functional component also we're going to see, but we are going to see it like this. There is a difference when you use hooks in a functional component, that we're going to see tomorrow. Okay, so this render is there, and then greetings. Now I will import this welcome, and again it will be similar. That import will be similar anyways, because we're doing the default. That import will be similar, and it will be shown like this. Welcome to React World. It is coming from there. Okay, so one more thing. So, okay, so we'll end it by going to some basic means functional versus React means generally we use a simple function and a func key component. There is absence of this keyword, and this was one of the main reason also that functional component are very means popular, because this is very complicated in JavaScript and also in React. We'll soon see. And solution without a state, but which is not completely true, mainly responsible for UI. Yeah, it was earlier. Stateless, dumbless, presentation, not again completely true. And this class-based component more feature is maintain its own private data state, which we are soon going to learn. State complex UI logic can go here, provide lifecycle hooks and stateful smart container. So this lifecycle hooks also we are going to learn. And because of the lifecycle hooks only, the React class-based component become very complicated also, because of the lifecycle hooks. People don't understand lifecycle hook that much, but they're not that much difficult also. Only 3-4 hooks you need to understand, and it is more than enough. Okay, so that is there. And then the hooks. So hooks we will learn. So we'll learn some of the feature about it tomorrow. And as I've told, we should not ditch the class base completely. And because there is no breaking changes after hooks came, and completely opt in 100% backward compatible. So you can have a project in which some hook based class are also there, some hook based functional component are also there, and class based are also there. And because of the hooks, there are two very powerful features of a class based component are state and lifecycle matters. They have come to the functional component. And this should be learned after we learn everything about state and all, about class-based component. Okay, so now we will learn about JSX. JSX, we have actually already learned about JSX, but the JSX, one sec, we have some slide on JSX. Okay, yeah, so the JSX is extension for JavaScript. It is known as JavaScript XML. The full form is JavaScript XML. So write XML like code with element and component. XML is something which was there earlier used. It means it was something like HTML only. So JSX is also like XML. So JSX tags have name, attribute, children, and JSX makes the React code simple, elegant. Okay, JSX transpiles to pure JavaScript, which is understood by the browser. So that is very important. And this ultimately, because browser won't understand a combination of HTML and JavaScript, so it ultimately have to compile to JavaScript and HTML separately. Okay, so after that, so some JSX differences are there. So like that, we'll soon going to see that at the end of the day, JSX is nothing. See, mainly it is HTML only, HTML, but we are soon going to see how to incorporate JavaScript also here. So here also, like HTML have classes, means in HTML class you can use, and for that is used for CSS. You can use a class keyword here in HTML for CSS, but in React, class is not allowed because already we have this class keyword here. So how can we use it here? Okay, so that's why they have created something known as class name, which is just means just like this. We'll do class name, this thing we'll do and make it equal to something. Okay, so and that is CSS classes. Okay, that is CSS classes. Okay, so that is there. And then there is for is there. For is used in ID, yeah, your labels. So those who know labels and ID, labels and inputs are there. For and IDs are used. So for is used there. So again, for you cannot use in again here in React. You have to use HTML for. And the other things are that everything is camel case. So in HTML code, if you have seen that on click is there, on click is small always, on click, to which links to some event handler. But here in React, it's on click, C will be capital, it will be camel case. Okay, so now we will start with, so this is not, this is like this only. So now we will start with one of the very important concept in React. So React has means only three concepts. One is props, one is state, and one is lifecycle hooks. Those are the three main concepts, and even that lifecycle hooks is not there in hooks based React. So the first thing which we are going to learn is the props. The props are nothing but props are a way to pass data from one component to another. So suppose we want to pass some data from here to the welcome. So how we'll pass the data? So props are the way to pass that data. So let me do one thing. Let me comment this all out. So this is how we comment in React. So I just you have to use it like this, and I just press the control and backslash and it will comment it out. So I have commented it out. Yeah, that binding things also I will tell. Yeah, React, I think Calvin, you're coming from Angular world. Angular is much more powerful than React. It has got two-way binding and all. React doesn't have it. Is one-way binding, but there is a way to do the two-way binding. I'm going to tell that also, and that is also there in Angular, the two-way binding, but there is just one-way binding mainly. Okay. So this I've just commented it out because we are going to see something else, and I'll bring this down and I'll comment this out also. So control backslash you and comment it out. So inside you have to comment it like this, and outside you have to comment it like this. This is the way we comment in React. So this greetings is there. I'll be passing some props to greeting. So name equal to JavaScript Golang shift is there. Okay, so this all are there. Now I have to go to this greetings. Now greetings, this thing name I have passed. So here I will come, this is a function component, and here I will get the props. So the keyword props is a keyword. So props I have to write, and then let me see what is there in props. Props, let me see, save it. And so three time objects are passing because three times it is there. So this props is an object which is containing this name equal to JavaScript. So it's an object. Props is an object. So we just pass the name equal to something, and it is received as a props, as a parameter, as a prop. So we can do it like this, props. And now we want to get the data from there. So props, as you can see from here, there's a props. Props is the object name. Props dot name is JavaScript. So hello, I can do, and here is the main thing. Here is something on JavaScript thing, means -2 is there and all is there, and but I want to show some variable name. So show some variable name, so I have to use a curly bracket here. Okay, and then props dot name I will do, save it, and here if I go, see, JavaScript, Golang, and Shift is coming because we're passing that name. So props dot name we have to do, and this curly bracket we have to take because here we cannot, means some variable name if you want to do, we have to take this curly bracket. So the variable name is been done like that. So this is one way to pass the props. And now there is another way to pass the props. In most of the cases we are going to pass it like this only. Okay, so the another way is to pass the props is by children. So if I come here and this is let me do this, and I will complete it actually like greetings, and here and this also I will do. Now if I go here and refresh it once, see now props dot name is JavaScript. Okay, props dot name is JavaScript. This is the props object, because I'm logging the props object, and it has got another thing which is known as children. And what are children? Children are passed between the this square bracket. So these are passed between here and here. So these are the this is children, and so this is language of the web is there. Okay, so this is there, and this is what we are getting here as a props or children. Now we can show it, and let us show it. So let this be h2, and let this be p, and props dot children. I'll do save it, but it will give an error to me. Okay, so the error clearly says that adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. Do you want to use a JSX fragment? Okay, yes, we do. You want to use. Okay, so React, there is a issue that the starting and the end always should be same. See, it is starting with the h2 and ending with the p. It is not allowed, and it should start with something, maybe with a div, and have to wrap it with a div. But see, it also gave us that do you want a JSX fragment? We'll come to that. Okay, so if I save it, it will work properly, and we are getting that as the language of the web and language of the iOS app, because they are children. Props are children. This doesn't have a children, this have a children props, so we are getting that. And now it was telling something very good, known as the fragment, React fragment. So what are React fragment? See, div, those who don't know, div is a block level element. It's block level, it creates a block. So in bigger project, it always creates an issue when you have a div in some component and all. So instead of the div, I can means remove the div, and this is known as fragments, starting and end. This is known as fragments, and save it. It is something like a span. It doesn't have give anything in CSS, so you can start and end a React project. That means that instead of div you can give this, or div also is okay in a smaller project, so it will behave like this one. So this is known as fragments. And now we will look into how to use our props in a class based component, which is this welcome, how we will use there. Okay, so here welcome, okay, welcome is there, and even I can have a button inside it. Anything, I can have another component also inside it. It's not like the text. So this all I have done. So okay, welcome is not defined. So I am doing, and right now it is welcome to React world will only come because it is like that here. So now again we have to use the props. So there is no way we can pass a props in a class-based component because there is nothing like this functional parameters. So in class-based component we use this keyword for props. Okay, so here again, so let me do this, and h1, this we have to use this dot props dot name I have to use, and this dot props dot children I have to use like this. Like this we have to use this. Okay, so this keyword will be there. If I come, are you all able to hear me? Means suddenly the recording was stopped. Not a recording, the Zoom got disconnected and it got started. Okay. So I don't know what happened. Okay. So let me share again. Constructor Ramya will check soon. Constructor, yeah. Okay. So this dot props dot children. This is how we do it. And if I come back here, so this will come and Java. So this dot props dot. So this keyword we have to use here. Okay. So this is all about props.